now, welcome to the Great Cigar and Pipe Show, presented by Hiram and Solomon Cigars, and also the Oliva Cigar family, coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
I am a blues man. I live this life.
And welcome to another Great Cigar and Pipe Show. Thank you so much. And
Turn
I got
your
my
phones
phone off. There we go.
Ron wants to listen to himself twice. He can't hear himself enough, so he wants to hear it in reverb.
I was just talking to Ed. You know, guys, come on, man.
Hear my voice. Hear my voice.
I got your voice in my head. But everybody, welcome again. We got an exciting show here tonight. We are really happy to bring back one of our favorites, one of our sponsors, one of our brothers, and he also has his main guy right now. Ed Trevino is going to be coming on along with him, and he'll probably start things off because, as everybody who knows Luciano, the man is busy. The guy goes 24/7. He never stops. So just to tie him down is hard enough. But I do believe he just entered the green room.
He's in the green room.
You know what? Give him a moment because he's just coming on from another show because the guy's wanted and not at the post office. You know, he's wanted. You know, I mean, he is the main man of the industry right now. Bob is wanted the post office.
Bob hasn't seen the post office in I don't know how many years, but his picture is up on it.
Well, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, we got an exciting show tonight, guys. So everybody who jumped on, thank you very much. But I want everybody to hit your share button. Hit your share button because we want to get this show out to everybody you know. We want to hear the story of Luciano's cigar, I guess, world and journey that he's been amazing with and creating such an incredible line of cigars. And he brought in another right-hand strong guy there, Mr. Ed Trevino, to help him get across America. So Ed's doing a great job for him, and we're going to bring him on. And who knows, maybe, you know, one thing about Luciano that we know, he's always got surprises. You know, he's like a magician. He's got something up his sleeve all the time. Could he be bringing somebody on that we don't know? Or could it be Ed? You know, man, we don't know. So we'll have to see. We have to see. Guys, how you doing down there tonight?
Doing good, man.
We're doing good. Hey, no complaints. You know what? I have this box that I ordered from and got from Luciano. Oh, this is the Traveler. I mean,
yes,
box is prominently displayed on my cigar cabinet where it should be, because, you know, that was kind of his launching pad for his own line. And for me, it's an honor to have this and have it sitting there because it just shows what a journey he's been on. And it's so apropos that he named it the Traveler because
he's still traveling.
And he's always traveling.
He never stops traveling, you know, I mean, really. And I got one too, and I got it signed, which is, you know, personally to me, that, you know, that is up. That's in my actually glass case because, you know, I treasure that. You know, he's a great guy. I love the guy. He's awesome. He's been with us from the start. A big part of what we've done here today. And, you know, we just wish we could get more of him. But
he's been with us from the start. And we've been with him from the start.
We actually was pretty much with him when he
actually he gave us the start.
There's a lot of start here, you know.
Hey, why don't we start the damn show?
I think so. Did everybody hit the share button? So hit the share button. We're going to go to our sponsors, and we're going to bring back two amazing men here in the cigar industry that a lot of people are going to learn tonight about. And you're going to know for them for a long, long time because they're both younger than me at least. And they're going to be around a long time. They got a great journey. So, Frank, let's take it away.
This industry is steeped in family and tradition. You know, there's generational stuff, and I see it over and over, and yet, no, I didn't come from that. Being the outsider looking in, I got to ask all the silly questions, and people were very accepting to want to give me all the right answers. I'm very thankful for those people who kind of allowed me to come in. Now with Alec and Bradley in the business, to have our company become generational, that's pretty cool.
Welcome to GTO Dominican Cigars, a boutique cigar company that artfully blends and creates some of the finest handmade puros from the Cibao Valley in the Dominican Republic. We are fourth-generation manufacturers and growers of tobacco with over 140 years of experience, offering a variety of styles, blends, and strengths. Mild, medium plus, and full-bodied. We would truly consider it an honor for you to experience our cigars. Those who know smoke GTO.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
Years in the making, the Chief cigar was born, blended, boxed, and released to market on June 26, 2015. This cigar was developed by former fire chief, firefighter, cigar aficionado Ken Dorbecker, and has grown into a signature firehouse cigar line.
All engines respond.
Including, of course, the Chief, a Nicaraguan Habano blend, Proby, a Connecticut Shade blend, All Hands, a Maduro Mexican San Andreas box press, and the brand new Fire Pole, a beautifully crafted San Andreas Habano barber pole. Join the Chief family and make us part of your humidor. R&A Treasures, out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
We're back.
We're back.
Welcome, everybody, to another great cigar and pipe show. We have exciting guests tonight. One of our originals, Mr. Luciano himself, along with his, I'm going to call him his GM, his sidekick, like you are to me, his man, Ed.
I'll sidekick you out of the room.
I think Ed would like a proper title. I think
we're friends.
On his card, sidekick.
Sidekick for Luciano. Listen, if you know Ed, he's so cool. He just goes with the punches. You know, the guy's good stuff. But anyway, folks, hit the share button. Please hit the share button. We're going to have a great time tonight. Mr. Luciano, Mr. Ed, how are you? Don't go there, Frank.
Hey, Ronnie called you Ed, Mr. Ed. I don't know if Ed's old enough to remember the show.
Wilbur.
A horse is a horse. A horse is a horse.
Only you would remember that, Frank. You're an old timer.
Wilbur.
How you doing, guys? Thank you so much, Luciano. I know you just came from another show, so thank you for joining us and coming on. And Ed, thank you very much for being on the show for the first time. Everybody is pretty anxious to hear about this wonderful journey of yours, buddy.
I gotta say that Ed is way more than the sidekick. This man is the heart and soul of this company. He's been a blessing to us. Yes, he's definitely my friend first, and also our director of sales, national director of sales. He's running the show. He runs a crew of how many, Ed? I always forget, like 9 people.
There's about 10 guys right now.
Wow! Wow!
Awesome.
So
that's fabulous.
Yeah, he's running our sales beautifully because he definitely translates the true soul of who we are, our company, and our values. And we couldn't have better person to do this. For him, I know it's more than a job.
Congratulations, Ed. That's big stuff there, right there. That's we're excited to hear that.
I'm also a good sidekick. So, I mean, shoot, whatever it takes. I'll do it all, man. I love this man so much, and we've got such a good thing going on out here, man. And what we're doing is is just so awesome. So shoot, I'll be anything on this team, man. What a strong team with some great stuff. I know you guys will hear more about it, but I'm honored to be here. And Luciano and I have a very close relationship, very good dude.
Yeah.
And we are strongly trying to work towards getting just some great stuff out there and do things. So magic things are happening. I'm excited we get to share a little bit.
Also, you know what's interesting? I wanna kind of say right now at the start, I'm looking at people that are tuning in right now, and I can see people that work for our factories, that work for our packaging, that working on distribution. People in Nicaragua watching right now. So I want to say a few words in Spanish to them.
Yes.
Because I know many, not everybody, allow, the employees in Nicaragua to be part of their social media. So I want to make sure I shout out to these guys. Gracias, Isaac. Gracias, Masi. Gracias, gente que está ahí en Nicaragua mirando a nosotros. Muchas gracias por estar ahí, mi hermano. Estoy ahí a camino de Nicaragua en la próxima semana. Me dará mucho gusto verte. Gracias por estar mirándonos aquí hoy. Sin tu trabajo eso no sería posible. Gracias por todo. That's it.
Benvenutos.
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 Magnifico. That's all I could say in that one. But yeah, it is nice to have the crew on board. And well, that speaks a testament to you guys. Obviously, the respect. Not many employees want to go see their employers after work anyway. So obviously, you're doing something right. They respect you guys. And that is a wonderful testament. Absolutely. Luciano, it's been a long, I guess, almost 7 years that we kind of hooked up over here, and you've come a long, long way. Mm-hmm. First of all, I want to ask, which cigar would you like for us to smoke and talk about?
That's right. Well, we
got the foreign affairs and the Mas Meirelles. Which one?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to smoke the Masignos.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I am here, by the way, at Industrial Cigars in Texas. We're going to have an amazing event in about an hour, and
nice.
which is the other podcast that I'll be in. I'm going to even kind of brand for this guys. Here it is, Industrial Cigar.
Oh,
nice.
Very nice.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Very nice.
I'm having a glass of Masignos, the wine from our winery, and the cigar that we make to pair with wine of high tannins. So this is what I'm going to be smoking. I have two options here too. So you guys start whatever you want. I hope
I'm going to start what you got. So this way, and Kyle got the same thing. We're on the same page.
I'm going to do this.
So you mentioned the wine. Is that your wine from Spain you got in?
That's correct. This is a wine from Priorat, Spain.
Nice.
A very interesting region, small region, where we make one of the most unique Spanish wines that we have today.
Bob and myself, we did smoke your Masignes, and we paired it with a tawny port, and it was absolutely, I mean, it was amazing. There was such harmony there. There was no fighting. There was no bickering. It was just one complemented the other in a way that was truly marvelous and magical for me and Bob.
Yeah, well, thank you. Ed can tell you a little bit about an event that we just had a few days ago. I think 2 or 3 days ago, right? Ed? Been traveling so much we lose track. But I was with this man just a few days ago in Napa, and we had this amazing dinner and an event with Napa Cigars, where we had the opportunity to offer the cigar and pair with wine. It was a nice event, and it was a very nice event.
Yeah, it was a great evening. It was like, one of those things where it's just kind of perfect, and then the next day comes around, you're supposed to be more to it, and you're like, oh, it's actually perfect again. So it was a really cool experience being out there in Napa, California, just among the vineyards, at a resort, doing a dinner that we did with Napa Cigars. We got out there, we were able to smoke the Minutillo cigar, have a great dinner, great community, which is the most important. Tons of people that we were able to just kind of hang around with and talk and discuss and just kind of talk about the great things that are going on within the industry and with what we're doing, and really focus on our craft, but do it with a group of people who are deeply involved in a craft of their own in the wine world. So it was very, very, very cool to be able to do that. So special thanks to Eric and the team out there at Napa Cigars. If you're out in Napa, check them out. But also the next day we were in the shop and had some of the Masignos wine along with the cigar. So people were able to come in and and, get some deals and promotions. But really the biggest, most exciting thing for them, they kept saying over and over again, was I get to smoke this cigar with the wine that was the cigar was specifically paired for. And it was a really super cool event. So
that sounds awesome.
It was great to be. Yeah.
Are you in Texas also, Ed, or is just Luciano?
No, I'm in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, where I think it's still 102 degrees right now. So
yeah, I was just saying, there's a heat wave in Texas. I think 107 or plus. How are you handling it down there, Luciano? Besides being in an air conditioning lounge, but
dude, I gotta tell you the truth. These guys are expanding the store, and I'm on actually next door where they're doing the expansion, this construction stuff. I like to show the real deal. Look.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. Nice.
So they
who knew that was in there, huh?
They did all the setup here for me, but then they forgot to turn on the air conditioning. So I was even wearing like a jacket, and like dressed up. But now they finally turn it on, and it's feeling good, feeling chill.
Don't stand up then, just in case.
But, dude, it is super hot right now. It's 120 degrees, and you feel it's hotter than that.
120.
Oh, wow.
My God.
What part of Texas, Luciano?
Oh, no.
Dallas.
Oh, you're in Dallas.
Okay. Yeah, in Frisco, yeah.
Wow. It is.
It is super hot, super hot. But now it feels good.
Yeah, it's down to 118. I know.
I feel like you're going to have to go to Vegas to get a break from the heat, Lucci.
But hey, exactly. And listen, I was in beautiful California yesterday, and I spent the Father's Day with my daughter Rebecca, and she did a surprise, took me out of fishing. She knows I love fishing.
Yeah.
So I went to this fishing charter boat. I spent the entire day. That's why I look red like this.
That's right. You didn't put on enough sunscreen. No sunscreen. You're bald. Don't you remember? You got to watch that.
Yeah, And it was a little cloudy, so you couldn't actually feel the sun, but it was there.
Okay.
Believe me.
Yeah.
Because once I got home in a shower, I said, "My God, it's this. I am burning here."
Yeah.
Did you catch anything?
I did. But believe it or not, my daughter caught more than I did.
Oh.
So
That's usually what happens.
I got like 5 little ones, and she got like 8 big ones.
There you go.
See, the reins are being passed down. So
there you go.
The next generation.
The good bloodline right there.
Well, thanks to the doctor that can eat another day now, so that's good.
That's excellent. So you're getting geared up for PCA, you guys. And we'll see you there in a couple of weeks. We're excited to be there with you. Luciano, tell us a little bit about the journey, because we have a lot of new people on listening to you. Can you give them a little bit of your journey here and how things are going and what to expect from Luciano Cigars?
Like you said, there's always a surprise, right?
Yes.
So our journey has been a journey of passion, true love for people, a journey where we believe in what we do, and I like to say that we come from maybe the opposite side of the industry, and I do have many colleagues that came from the right side, the same side. Usually, you see companies that create brands, and then they become eventually manufacturers, and then they get into fermentation, growing tobacco. We're very proud to say that we started growing tobacco, fermenting tobacco, making cigars for other companies, and then eventually launch our own brands. And I think that makes us our journey even more special. We have people that have been with us, following us throughout the years, and I think today I almost feel like is the celebration, the culmination of that journey. Being a vertical company, being able to distribute our own products with this amazing team. 10 people hitting the road and selling our stuff, seeing the products in the shelf, seeing the demand that's been created. We are nothing but thankful. But it's not always just victories and celebrations. I think our journey is full of ups and downs, because that's what makes life colorful, and that's how we learn, and that's how we experience things and become better. So I think the Luciano Cigars today is much better than 6 months ago, and it's better than a year ago, and it's better than Ace Prime a couple and a half years ago. I think we are in this constant evolution just because we believe in our creator, who is who is supporting us behind everything. And we honor him by honoring people, and that's very important for us. Very important for who we are.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
evident. I mean, I remember when you were taking care of that gentleman in Nicaragua with his family and feeding families and taking care of people. I think that ultimately your kindness is
humanitarian.
and yeah, a true humanitarian.
And even the foundation you started with
Yes.
Exodus Road, I mean, that was a very, very successful operation for you. It's still an operation for you. So,
Yeah, I like all the initiatives and things that they are done in the industry. For example, just 2 weeks ago, we got invited to attend the launch of the new foundation that Placencia created, which is something that we're going to full support. And we intend to support financially and with work. My wife was somehow involved. They're doing this amazing job, and my theory about doing the right thing is that if we can all do the right thing and give people dignity and respect people, less and less social work is necessary.
Right.
You know? That's why you don't see us advertising social work, because I personally don't believe. I think it's necessary. It's something that we have to do because, unfortunately, it is an unfair world. It is a world that with discrepancies, and also because us, and I include myself, we don't always do our jobs. You know, we don't always do what we have to do. And I think that if we can inspire just people to do the right thing, to treat their people with dignity, you know, I think that changes the whole thing. And I don't like to advertise, and I don't think we should. Just inspire people to you know, to pursue more than just themselves and actually think more collectively. I think that's extremely important.
That's awesome. So the foundation's going real well for you after a couple of years. That's really hitting it up right there.
Yeah, we still support families in Jalapa, and we are happy to see that some of these families are becoming less and less dependent.
Fantastic.
So we try to transition into giving people jobs and making sure that they have something to do. The situation in Jalapa is difficult because there is a high level of kids with birth defects and autism due to it's a genetic situation. You know, like they've been there's a lot of
mixing
between the families, and you see this in different cultures too. So it's very common, and unfortunately, some of the moms and some of the fathers cannot work. They have to take care of their kids. There's no assistance there's no like a daycare for kids with special needs there. You know, so it's a challenge, but we see a lot of people migrating from that to work in the farms, and so we are happy to see that.
So things are going well on the farms and the factories for you right now. Are you okay with work-wise? Because, you know, we hear so many people leaving and coming to the border, and they're leaving Honduras and Nicaragua. And I know there's several factories that I've heard that have lost a lot of rollers. Were you guys affected by that, or because of what you're doing and how you're treating your employees, they're staying with you?
Yeah, I think you kind of answered the question, you know, but everybody struggled. Everybody struggled with the migration and everything else. But what we're seeing is that many of them were pursuing a dream of crossing the border, and they're seeing that actually it's not that easy, you know.
Right.
Even when they cross the border, they don't actually have access to things that that someone that normally comes through the immigration process have, you know.
Right.
They don't have Medicare. They don't have ways to support themselves. It's super hard, you know. And as you guys know, my wife works, you know, with training in law enforcement to combat human trafficking, and she has the data. And when you look at the data, it's scary. Like 50% of the women that leaves Nicaragua, that leaves actually Central America, to go up to Mexico and cross the border, 50% there have some sort of sexual abuse or rape.
50%. Oh my God.
So from every 2, 1 will experience something like that.
Wow.
And plus people that die, you know, along the way, try to cross the desert. Some people it's very, very sad. But we live in this unjust world, It is what it is. But I think in our case, we've been experiencing a lot of people that have been staying with us for a long time, for many years. We changed our business model in some of the farms too. We have some local families working. Instead of us just kind of renting land or buying land and growing, we start also financing families to grow tobacco and gave them and put our engineer at their disposal and put all the resources they needed to grow, so they can actually they have like more of their hearts into
Yes,
that.
they
Gave them some incentives.
They
Yeah,
have an invested interest in it.
they got skin in the game for you.
Yeah, so we got a couple of these business models in a few of the farms, and today was this year was a very good year for us. It was a good year for almost everybody there. I think the climate helped, and I think we're going to have tremendous tobacco, a year, 2 years from now.
Oh, awesome! That's good.
That's
news.
fabulous. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Ed, you built up a very big sales team from the beginning days that we knew Luciano to now 9, and you kind of 10 for that. That's a big jump. Congratulations on that build-up, and I know you've been in the industry for a while. Would you like to just talk a little bit about that so that everybody knows, how you got involved and your experience?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for that. I mean, it's one of those things where, you take care of people in the manner of which, is part of the core of Luciano's character and myself. Just try to take care of people and focus on that. It's not as hard as certain things to get people to see the vision, share the vision, and want to be part of something that's really exciting. So, I've been in the business a long time. I started in retail almost 30 years ago. Worked in a retail store, and then part-time and did all these other things too to do stuff, but just fell in love with cigars and fell in love with the fact that the community that comes along with it. So stayed within that, and then was actually picked up on the manufacturer side by Chano Osner when he was alive with CAO, and just a great man, and really neat organization and everything. And then continued to stay with them for a very, very long time, and even the brand for a long time, as mergers and acquisitions and things happen and move around and do all that stuff. But then after leaving that area, then I ended up starting up and working back with people, trying to bring the focus back to people a little bit more. And that's how I met Luciano. And as I met Luciano, I was just tremendously impressed with just the heart of this man and the skills and the raw materials. I mean, you can't ignore the raw materials, and the quality. I mean, he's saying that we're going to have some really good tobacco in a couple of years. I would venture to say he's had really good tobacco for a long time. So I'm excited about a couple of years.
I know, right?
That he has.
It's going to be really good in his mind in a couple of years. I'm really excited about that as a cigar smoker, But in that, just you meet so many people over there, and some of the things that we really focus on is really trying, personally, just in my own life, is trying to make sure and unite people, because this world is so heavy and dividing already anyway. So we just try to bring it, and these cigars are perfect for that. I mean, you light a cigar, you sit down for an hour and a half. Where are you going to go? You got to talk to someone. And sometimes, it's rougher than others. But most of the time, you get to develop a great community of great people that really care. And through all that, doing that for so many years, I get to know a lot of great people. And when we started this distribution aspect of this company, there was quite a few people that jumped in and said, man, I've met Luciano, I've met you, Ed, and, we want to get together, and we want to be part of this if there's any position for that. So, people say, oh, great job, Ed, building this up. But, man, we just had great people surrounding us the whole time and great people that wanted to be involved in it. So it was fairly easy in that aspect as far as finding people and running through that. But we have a strong sales team right now. We've gone a little unorthodox in certain ways, where we have some that are industry veterans, some that aren't, some that just love people and love cigars so much and love traveling, which helps a lot, out on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the toughest part from what I'm hearing from other companies, is trying to find sales reps. Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks they can sell, but obviously it's not that easy, because that's an art in itself, being a salesman.
I always tell people on the cigar side, as far as sales go, it's like the part you see is the awesome part. The part you don't see sometimes is the harder part. When your drive is 6 or 7 or 10 hours, and you're face on the windshield, when your tire blows up on your first 2 days of working, and things like that,
Right.
But when we have people that care so much about other people, there's a natural drive innately within them to go to work and to do these things. I don't think there's a single industry nowadays where there's not people saying, I can't find people that want to come to work, and we don't have that problem just because of the fact that we've got a dedicated team of people. You'll meet them all at the show, but just a dedicated team of people that really share the vision and really love cigars and really love what we're doing. So it's a joy to go to work in that aspect, and it makes it easier to get over those rough days that we all have. So we've built up a great team, and I'm really excited about what's being produced and how people are going out there. And really, more than a team of salespeople, it very much is a family where there's input from across the board, all the way, involved in all different aspects of the business, and we're all very close to each other. So it's been a great journey. But thank you for the compliment for me setting that up, but I think there was more involved than just me setting that up.
Well, no, obviously there was, but and I'm going to put it, maybe I'll make him turn a little more red, maybe like a tomato. But you're working for one of the most incredible individuals that the four of us know.
Yes.
You're talking about a humble man that has got one of the biggest hearts.
Heart of gold.
Heart of gold.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Luciano, you're amazing. You always been. And I don't expect that to ever change.
And we're proud to call him brother, too.
We are proud to call him a brother, Mason. And it is just, how do you say, your outlook in life is so much different than a lot of other people. You take people first. And just your foundation, we have one of our listeners, our Earthling, Bruce Stark, who the last time we had on, you were taking donations for that foundation, for that family. Bruce actually just wrote, are you taking any donations? Because Bruce would like to donate again if there's something that you can do, if he can help in any way. Bruce is a pastor up in Michigan, and he's always been one of our best listener support of every company that comes on. And if there's something that he can donate to, please promote that, because him and maybe some of these other listeners that are on tonight would love to help and do whatever we can from here down there.
Yeah, I want to encourage Pastor. First of all, thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for your support. Thanks for helping before. So we had a campaign that we ran that was very close to when we had the big storms.
Yes.
In Jalapa, where we have to rebuild roofs and stuff. So that was a partnership where we matched all the donations, and we were able to kind of have some impact there. Now we are not collecting any donations. We're trying to do our part there. What I would like to incentivize him is to donate, and I'm sure we can later find the link. I don't have here right now, but donate to the foundation of Plasencia. If I'm not wrong, because they just actually started here in the United States. They have this amazing work going in Nicaragua for years. I think they're the first ones to develop a daycare for the kids of the employees and also of the neighborhood, to bring a school system that truly gives them an opportunity to learn and to study and to change the path of their lives. And I think it's Souls of the Earth is the name of the foundation. Just kind of go to Plasencia's website. Gotcha. We are right now fully supporting that specific
awesome.
efforts. So I encourage all your listeners to kind of really go and find ways to contribute to that foundation, and be sure that that family is amazing. 100% of everything you put in, it is saving the life of a kid. It's giving the opportunity for kids who will never have the opportunity to study, to learn English, to kind of go to a better school, do it. It's because of that family, because of that initiative, that this is possible today.
Awesome.
In Nicaragua. And I don't know any other organization that's working so well with kids and the moms and the communities as the Plasencia Foundation. Souls of the Earth.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. So Bruce, I know he's listening. So thank you, Bruce, for that question, to bring it up. And for the other listeners, please, if you can help in any way, go to Plasencia and take a look. Go ahead, Frank.
I have a question that Benjamin puts out. With such a successful and storied career, always has its ups and downs. What is the failure that you've learned the most from, Luciano?
One, so many.
I guess the most.
I think there's something about our culture in America that we of the social media of everything that we only post, the victories, the bright side of things, but we all know that we go through ups and downs. We all know that we experience difficulties. And if I would name one here, I would be completely unfair. I can tell you that we went through a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties.
Right.
And in my life, I faced many, personal, family, business. And most recently, there was a big transition for us. For better, of course, we striving on that transition, but at the same time, it was painful. It was nights that we had to kind of really pray and sit down and say, so what's the next step? What are we going to do next? So what's the safest path to take, or what is actually the riskier path to take? And we need to take that risk. So there's so many different situations. I can tell you that I learned from them all,
right?
And I value them all. I recently made a post in my page, maybe about 30 or 45 minutes ago, that expressed that a little bit. I think I've learned, and I mentioned the 3 lessons that I've learned. The first one is that people pass, people come and go. True friendship, really, I believe that true friendship can truly last forever. I think that karma is really a bitch, and I think whatever you surround yourself with and you plant, you will harvest, and it's in the Bible, right? So you can wait to you can expect sitting storm and collecting anything but storms in your life. So
right.
I believe that our journey has always been an honest journey. Right. I think that's probably the biggest lesson of everything. It's like, okay, so we have this situation. There's 2 ways of us doing this. Let's not talk about, or let's talk about, but let's talk about with honesty. When people come, let's answer, or sometimes let's not respond to things that it's not our place to respond. Let's just wait until, because I think that time is it's a very good medicine. Time is a very good healer.
You're right.
I must say here, I want to praise Ed Trevino, because in many situations, he was the wise whisper, or the good advice, where inside of me I was actually compelled to do things differently. But he was someone who really gave me good counsel. And I can name other people in our team. Right. I know we brought this conversation back to our team, but we have such an amazing team. I know some of them are watching here. Have Mike, Kristen, Paul Trevino, Ed's brother, who's been super helpful in developing our IT stuff and website and systems and
right.
Inventory. I'm blessed to have both of my daughters working at the company, and Rachel getting more and more involved. So she's managing together with Kristen all warehousing and controlling shipment, inventory. We have Rebecca that was recently running marketing, getting more into operations now. We have the ATL team, who is super supportive. Like, together with this, with the ATL team coming on board, became a lot of talent with them as well. So we have Janelle with his amazing brain for marketing. We have Peter, who was helping with our operations since the beginning. A very well, established executive who help us. And we are where we are because of the people that we have. I'll tell you this: I'm not just saying because I'm saying I wouldn't be here. It would be impossible for us to be here right now talking about the future of Luciano Cigars if it wasn't for the involvement of every single one of these people that I just mentioned, and probably many that I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, you have a good team, and that's the most important thing. You surround yourself with good people, honest people, and people who have the passion, like Ed said. People who want to get involved. They see what you're all about, Luciano. They know, they've heard or they've learned about you. And when you get that kind of respect, they're going to do the extra mile for you. because of their passion and the love and the respect for you. And if they feel like they're getting it from you, they're going to give it back. So one hand washed the other, and Ed's come a long way and well respected. Yeah, Ed, I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt, but yeah,
well, of course he's respected. Look at that tank he's got behind him.
He's got a tank.
If you don't respect him, he'll blow you up.
No, he's got either a tank or he's got some kind of huge Hummer, or he's moving people in that. You put all of the cases, all the boxes of cigars in there to move them from location to location.
It's so funny, I'll tell you. You have to do things to bring yourself joy in life. And as Luciano was just talking about, there's difficult days, there's difficult times. But one of the biggest things that I think is so important in that is to be able to just take a little time to slow down and just pause and think. Because, when we're dealing with another human being, sometimes we don't know the difficulties or demons that are going on with that human being. And so we need to often care for that human being and figure out what's there, because really that's the most important thing in these situations. I don't necessarily need to be right. I want to make sure that we're together and that we're working together, and that person feels the dignity and that they're designed and they're created to have. So I think that's a really tremendous piece of things when it comes down to difficulty. But at the same time, when you do have difficulty sometimes in life, sometimes it's nice to have a Humvee back behind you that you can
exactly
stuff and roll over stuff or whatever. We do things for fun, and that is an outlet fun for me. And frankly, it's the only shady area in front of my house right now.
The Humvee is giving you shade.
Yeah, that's how big that thing is.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we got brother Bo Cook jumping on. He says, "Oh, the brothers are looking good tonight." Hey. Yes, we are there, Bo.
Hey, Bo.
So I have a question for you, Luciano. This is the first time that I'm smoking. Both myself and Bob are smoking the Foreign Affair. Let me tell you, again, what can we say? And when Ronnie says you have a heart of gold, I'm always brought back to the travel and my first experience with one of the types of tobacco that you use, which is that Pelle d'Oro. And I call it kind of your signature tobacco because it kind of speaks to who you are. Oro is gold in Italian, and Pelle is like skin of gold. And so tell us about Foreign Affair, how this started, and the collaboration that you put through with this cigar.
Yeah, so the cigar started actually with very good two friends of mine, and especially one that has been part of my journey for a few years already. You guys all heard about Mike the Greek.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Where is he? I'll be looking for him.
Who hasn't heard? You gotta send him the link. He'll jump right in. So Mike once reached out. He lived in Esteli for a while there with me, lived at my house. Then he rented a house, was right next to the factory. So he was there with Kristen, his wife. He's a guy who was willing to risk everything because of his passion for tobacco, his passion for cigars. So he came over, and a little over a year by staying there, he said, "Hey man, I had this idea. I was thinking about launching a cigar, and would you launch the cigar with me? I also have a friend of mine called Frank, who's super passionate about cigar. He wants to come here and learn as well. And guys, I have something that I've been thinking a lot about in the past few years. I am not in the pursuit of building a legacy brand around Luciano name. And maybe this is probably the first opportunity that I have to share this publicly.
Oh, we got an exclusive. Hold on, Luciano. Hold on. Take it away.
So I see myself doing what I'm doing. Like I love to blend cigars. I love to make cigars. I love the tobacco. I love growing tobacco. Those are things that I know I'm going to be doing for a very long time. I don't have a kid, I have, my kids are involved, but I still, right now, I can't say about the future, but I can see like one of my daughters saying, I'm going to take this legacy over and I'm going to become a blender. I don't want them to do that. And that's one of the most, and again, I'm going to be a little, maybe I'm going to talk too much, as you guys know, I always do.
All right, this is a 2-hour show.
Listen, it bothers me so much. And I have a story. I told Ed this story. where I was approached by a guy who happens to be Cuban, who maybe, I don't know, was born in next to a farm, but just people assume that just because you come from Cuba that you do cigars, right? And then he introduced me his kid, poor kid, man. You can see in his eyes that he has absolutely no interest in tobacco. But he introduced the kid to me as the fifth generation of Cuban tobacconists, and you can see that the kid has absolutely no interest in the.
Okay.
And even him, like, it's a guy who never really experienced that. He built a brand, and again, I'm not criticizing because there are so many legacy brands. You can see guys like Padron, like Plasencia, and I don't believe, and that's my point. I don't believe there will be a new Plasencia. I don't believe there will be a new Rocky Patel. There will be a new personality brand that will be created. I think the world has changed, and people are just kind of looking more about the product, the truth, and I think those guys will always be there, and they have a legacy for the rest of their lives, and they will always be remembered, celebrated. I love Carlito Fuentes. I love Jorge Padron and his father, what they do, but I don't want to become one. I see a lot of companies who their main goal is, one day I'll become like, in our case, I think our business model is defining more and more into actually developing that legacy into people that wants to be mentored, that people that wants to be part of our story and develop their own story. I think the idea behind Foreign Affair is that I brought Mike and Frank and said, sit here. Let's talk about what you guys want. What's the outcome that you want? What's the expectations that you have? So let's learn the process. You got to learn tobacco first, and you have to learn how to ferment. And this is the process of blending. So the idea behind Foreign Affair is that we brought people from completely different backgrounds. And we develop a blend that's very unique, that has 4 different countries represented in that blend, and it's disruptive on its own. And that's one of the things you guys know that I'm always looking for, is to create a new taste profile or something that you cannot say, I smoked that before. And I think we achieved that with Foreign Affair. We're using tobaccos from Costa Rica. We're using tobaccos from Dominican. We're using tobaccos from Nicaragua. And we're using tobaccos from Ecuador. So we built a blend that really brings tobacco from different regions, and they harmonize perfectly to the outcome you experience right now, Frank, which is this kind of medium strength. When you retrohale, you just keep wanting to retrohale more, because there's a lot of flavor that comes with that retrohale. And it's easy for the palate. At the same time, makes you salivate a lot. So there's transitions between floralness and that kind of cocoa notes. So I think we achieved something very special with that cigar. And I highlight these 2 gentlemen. Frank, for example, he has this amazing. His name is Frank Cosio. He has this amazing palate. Oh, he's a guy who's always been a cigar guy, smoking cigars his entire life. So he knows how to differentiate cigars, and his collaboration was also super important. So was Mike. And the idea is, now we have a brand that these guys can go out there and they can talk about it. That's the legacy I want, and we're doing this another firsthand information. We are launching a
very exclusive. Hold on, exclusive, Kyle.
He's still on this. He's still
got
on
another
it.
one. I'm so excited.
He's still, it's still the same going. He's still going.
I'm so excited for it. What can I tell you?
No, so what I can tell you is we have another product that will be released at a trade show that actually is in partnership. It has the involvement of someone very special to me that came also to live in Nicaragua, came to live in a factory, so participated in the entire process. It's not just someone that created a story and put the name on a cigar. It's someone that was deeply involved in learning how to blend and learning how to produce a cigar. And I want him to tell that story to the world. And this comes with a very interesting culture background too. He's from a different country, and I think he's bringing some uniqueness to the trade show, because I don't recall anything similar. And what I can tell about this specific blend, it is definitely on the top 2 most disruptive blends we ever put out.
Wow. Oh, I'm looking
Well,
forward
let's
to
hold
meeting
that
it.
thought. Let's hold that thought. Let's go to our sponsors, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about more smokes and the different stuff that you come up with. So, Frank, let's take it away. We'll be right back, folks. Hit the share button.
Howard G. Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series, featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind.
You got the one-of-a-kind rankings. They got me at 89. I'm cool with that.
We are focused on evolving as a dynamic brand and bringing you new flavor-filled blends that you'll enjoy and want to share. Visit our website at www.howardgcigars.com. You can find a full list of our retail partners there too. Thank you for making us part of your humidor.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes. We grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Blue Smoke Atlanta is the vision of Robin Blue, founder and CEO, and represents an award-winning luxury smoking accessory line based in Atlanta and sold worldwide. Since 2019, Blue Smoke Atlanta's goal was to redefine traditional smoking accessories into a timeless collection of exquisitely handcrafted luxury products to include cigar pokers, cannabis clips, jewelry, and other awesome things. For an elevated smoking experience, visit us at www.bluesmokeatl.com.
At Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco, we specialize solely in the finest hand-rolled, craft, and boutique cigars on the market. Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco is sure to have something that will excite you. Shop our online humidor at www.mountainsmokewd.com.
A family of 4 generations in tobacco. It started in Odense, Denmark, 141 years ago, 1882, with a factory and a retail store by Eric Peter Stokeby. 4th Generation is a premium quality brand consisting of a selection of tin and loose tobaccos made in Denmark, pipes made of the finest quality briar, and superior accessories from leather goods, lighters, and pipe tools. The selection of 4th Generation products are available in premium pipe and cigar stores in the US and many European countries. Check out 4thGenPipeTobacco.com.
And we're back. Welcome back after that. So,
I'm just sitting here enjoying every
puff.
Yeah, the cigar.
Whatever you touch, Luciano, it just becomes instant success. You know what I mean?
And I saw a video of him on Facebook and Instagram. He took a cigar, and you know, Luciano, and he makes a new cigar out of a couple of cigars that he has.
Yeah.
He's cut them apart, starts and rolls them, and then puts it together and lights it up, and there you go. He's got a brand new blend that never existed before, and he just does it out of, you know, in a quick sitting.
Oh yeah. Well, we've watched him do it several times.
I know.
Yeah.
He's a master. That's it.
I don't know if Bob and Frank saw, but Luciano does have another show that he's got to get to here in about 5 minutes, folks. But
Oh.
Ed is going to stay on, and Ed will continue to talk about Luciano Cigars and all. And Ed will stay on for Stump the Chooch segment. And you don't know about that one. No, we're gonna put you on the spot there, Ed.
Oh,
You
love
know,
it, Ed.
and you know what a chooch is a burro. So we'll have some fun with that. And I know our listeners would love to get, maybe something from the Luciano line, as a say a winning prize or whatever. But Luciano, I know you got a couple of minutes. Again, we want to thank you for everything you have been doing. In the industry. We can't wait to see you at PCA. And we have the Fiat box there. So that's one thing we just want to jump on with you if you can. Can you tell us a little bit about the Fiat and talk a little bit about that if you want?
Absolutely. I think the Fiat Lux, maybe it's a very interesting way of closing my participation tonight. You guys know that I normally would stay here for 2 or 3 hours.
Of course.
Yeah, we know.
I've been waiting with so much expectation to be at the show and talk to you guys. I want to first thank you for the opportunity. I've seen you guys growing so much and developing this amazing show, fun. I remember our conversations at my house and things that we talked about. And I must say this. I think you guys took the right path, and I think some of the stuff we talked about, I actually feel I was wrong. I think you guys make one of the most entertaining, fun shows that it's out there.
Why, you didn't say that to everybody else?
No, I don't. And I mean it. I think it's fun. Sometimes I miss the just kind of listen to your laughs and how you guys see the world in such a special light. So I love that. I want to just say thank you. And I think the Fiat Lux express human knowledge. I think that's the idea. It's a blend that we work super hard many times to really achieve the outcome of this blend. And what we have as a result is a cigar that causes a lot of salivation. So you just produce so much saliva, and that opens your front palate, open your taste buds, and you experience transitions. You experience even things that you are eating with the cigar, or sometimes the other cigar you're smoking with, or a drink you're having, in a very special way, just because of that sensation that you have of salivation. That causes the taste buds to open, and flavors can be perceived. It's not easy to actually make us salivate, but it's the only way that your front palate, under your tongue, side of your cheeks, will open for flavor. That's why usually cigars, you perceive the flavor usually in the retrohale areas of your mouth that doesn't require salivation. The upper palate, back of your throat, that's usually where you feel flavor the most. But if you have a cigar that makes you salivate, that actually changes the game.
Yes.
And I think the Fiat Lux in each one of the Vitolas, we name human expressions of knowledge. You have the acumen, the insights, the intuition, and genius. So the idea is to celebrate knowledge, is to celebrate the fact that we can build a cigar, intentionally to develop, to create and deliver specific transitions of flavor that you only are able to experience because you're salivating constantly. And that's why you have the transitions. It's not because we kind of mix different tobaccos throughout the cigar. It's exactly the same tobacco, super consistent. But why the cigar transitions so much as you smoke is exactly because the more you salivate, the more the pH of the saliva becomes alkaline, and more perceptive you become to subtle notes that you're not perceiving before. That's
this cigar is making me salivate a lot now.
The foreign affair.
Normally I'd be drinking. I haven't. I didn't need to drink. I'm just like, wow.
Foreign affair has that same quality too. It produces not as much saliva as the Fiat Lux, but produces enough saliva for you to really experience those transitions, experience the full flavor of the cigar. It has also I think the common ground between the two blends is that we use the Sumatra wrapper on both. They are from different seed strains of Sumatra, but they're both Sumatra seeds grown in Ecuador.
Gotcha.
So I think that's what the connection lives.
That's excellent. Excellent,
I mean,
Luciano.
even with the Mias, you know, my mouth has just been.
I really haven't been drinking
salivate.
much.
No, it's just been
none
a
of us have.
salivation.
That's what I was just saying. We're just salivating here.
You know,
It's wonderful.
We're definitely not getting drunk smoking your cigars. But Luciano, we know you have to go, and I really hate to say you have to go, but I know you have so many other obligations. But number one, happy belated Father's Day.
Thanks.
And number
Thank you very
two,
much.
please give our best to your wife and your kids. And we can't wait to see you in 2 weeks. I don't know if we still need that special appointment. You know who we are. So
You guys.
We'll talk to Ed.
There's always gonna be, just talk to Ed, but there's always gonna be time, man.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Luciano,
for everything.
Appreciate it.
We love you, buddy.
Stay cool down there in Texas, buddy.
Yeah, stay cool.
Luciano, everybody, Luciano, man, you got to catch him. You go to PCA, make sure you stop by his booth, and absolutely get his cigar lines. Every humidor needs them. So, again, for your time, we'll get you on soon again, buddy. Take care, brother. All right, Ed, it's your show.
Oh, he's gone.
Can you handle it?
Ooh, finally, he's gone.
Oh, man. And he can't even hear you, so let's hear the real story about him.
We all work for somebody, right?
Well, you certainly got a winner there. No question about it, Ed. And
he's one of the greatest people, really.
Yes,
He
yes.
is.
And actually, Francisco Cosio, he just joined in.
Oh, Frankie.
So he just joined in. He said, "Great job, guys." So thank you. Hey, listen, it's easy to give accolades to a cigar that is wonderful and a cigar that truly first time ever smoking. This is a cigar that I am going to buy a box of and put it in my humidor, and it stays there for about a week. And then I might have
a week. Frank, I think you need another humidor because you've been wanting to buy every single guest cigars lately.
I know. All these cigars have been so good. I mean, God, you know, that's the beauty of this industry. And it speaks to Luciano when he says that he doesn't want the legacy to be about Luciano.
But he is a legacy.
But
he already is. He already is.
He became that because, again, of the person that he is and his willingness to give knowledge and to impart that knowledge on others. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. I mean,
that's something that that I think is truly important. I think anyone that meets Luciano is a friend of Luciano's, you know, and I think that for the most part, one of the things that he often doesn't say, but is so very true, which is why I'm here for sure, is just that, you know, he has a like a deep-seated passion within him to be able to speak truth in this world of craziness.
Right.
And honestly, you know, it's so refreshing to see. And it's not his truth. It's not any kind of, it's not about him. It's truth. So, you know, when things are coming about and people are saying, you know, oh yeah, I keep my same, you know, blend in the cigar from every Vitola every year, and that's just how it naturally comes out consistent because we just have amazing tobacco. He's like, well, you know, it's actually hard. And sometimes depending on what the earth provides for you, what you've been gifted from the earth and the tobacco, sometimes things need to be modified a little bit to gain that consistency in it. But the truth is not many people can do that.
Right.
And Luciano can do that. And so as a result, we've seen such a consistency in the cigars that have come out from him because he understands everything from, you know, planting the seeds to what the soil conditions are going to be. And honestly, what is generated from the earth, he can actually figure out, okay, well, this is actually coming out a little bit more with a little more salinity than normal. We need to actually curb that salinity or change that blend slightly because we don't have that much salinity in the blend. So one of the things he talks about a lot is staying true to the blend. And that's why we make sizes and the sizes we make, you know, is because those sizes are true to the blend. Sure. Do some people love, you know, one specific ring gauge and wish there was a, you know, a Gordo or a Lancero and every single one?
Bob.
That's Bob.
Bob wants a Gordo and everything.
There you go. We'd love to do that for you. But at the same time, you know, if it's not true to the blend, then Luciano just won't be the guy to do that because the blends are so great and so consistent in it all. So it's an amazing craft and and he's an amazing man, and he doesn't talk a lot about himself, but now he's gone, so we can help with that.
Yeah,
well, as you can see, folks, when Luciano talks, that's really how he talks in real life. He's just got that soft-spoken voice that just attracts you like a magnet. You just want to like, wow. You want to really be part of this guy's life and his circle, because if you know him, you just like we talked, he's got a big heart of gold. He's amazing. He's true. He's honest. Simpatico, and for those who know how that is, he's a fabulous guy. And again, we go back from the beginning when he first started Ace Prime. We were with him from the start. And so we've seen him actually grow as he just complimented us, and we can't thank him enough for that compliment. He's seen us grow. And again, we're over 65 countries around the world in just 5 short years. And, Ed, we have a long future ahead with you also. And, it's excellent that you were with a quality company, a quality man, a quality family.
Yeah. I think that, people often want to be part of Luciano's circles, to use your word there, but Luciano will see it as the gift that he's been giving to have someone come be around him. And he finds it such a gift to actually be part of their circles. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, that's why we're able to create a sales team. That's why we have such strong people behind us on the team, to be able to get so many hurdles, just completely taken care of in a very, very quick way, as we're building a distribution company that's really only about 6 months old,
Wow.
But at that point, man, there's guys out there that have been like, man, I'm working with you guys right now, and I'll tell you that, even after a short period of time of distribution for you guys, I'm feeling as if you guys have more stuff together and you have more, retailer friendly and consumer friendly practices and policies than companies that are, 3 times as old as you are, or 10 years old or 15 years old, and it's a huge compliment. But there's a drive to win. There's a drive to support, because it's not a drive even to support Luciano. It's a drive to support all of those that are in the factories that are giving what they give, that are the unsung heroes that nobody really talks about all the time.
Yes.
Right.
Luciano is the face of the brand. There's no doubt there, and it's rightfully so, and it's wonderful. But the real heroes within our brand are going to be those people that are just working through the tobacco and creating those things to create these perfect cigars, so we can sit around and enjoy those. So yeah, it's my task to help a team go out there and sell them. But at the same time, the only reason why we want to sell these cigars is because we want to be able to help and support those that have given everything they have in our factory. So it's just a different mind shift than a lot of things in the industry, and it's really refreshing to be part of.
Yeah, no.
When you have a cigar, any of his line, the quality, it almost sells itself, man.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And
the easiest job ever.
Yeah, the amazing.
You gotta buy these. Yeah, of course.
I think what's really important, and it's sometimes often missed, is that the quality that you get with a Luciano cigar at the price point. We're talking about cigars that are priced incredibly well for the quality that you're getting. It's not something that you're having to pay $20+ per stick to enjoy. So, we're talking about
it's top shelf without the top shelf numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
But don't tell him, Ed. Don't tell him that. Keep the prices down. Keep the prices down.
In a lot of ways, we do talk about that a lot. We talk about the fact that, in a lot of ways that the word boutique is thrown around in this industry a lot. And in a lot of ways, we're more of a craft tobacconist. We are cigar makers, and, we make cigars, and it's a craft to us. It truly is. But along with that kind of craft or boutique mentality, whatever people throw, whatever labels they put on us in the world right now, they put those labels on there. But we are that with a level of elegance, which is not common within our industry. And that's because of Luciano's blending prowess and skill. But at the same time, man, that's because of the passion and the efforts put in by everybody in Nicaragua. There's a tremendous amount of skill that's there. And, I can't ever speak long enough about the people that are in our factory. They are the greatest of all. And there's tremendous stories of, people being homeless at one point, and then seeing Luciano just talking to him, and then he brings them in to sweep the the clippings just to try to help the guy and to help these things out. And next thing you know, he's a major part in our factory. It's just, seeing the dignity of the individual and the human that's right there, offering a small opportunity and seeing them just flourish and grow within that because of the passion for what they do. That's what he's about. That's why it's not about a legacy of Luciano. It's about how can we empower other individuals with what we do so that the entire world can be blessed and better for what's done as a combination between them. That's where the Frank Casios, the Mike the Greek come in. Our other friend of which is coming up here, which I was scared he was going to give too much away for the show. But this is where it's exciting. We can
Why, do you have the secret person next to you? You're the one.
I know nothing. I'm just a sales side. That's all.
And you did mention about he's a class act.
Yes.
And it's relevant. You can see it if you go to his website. I mean, this is at his homepage, and it's just beautiful because it talks about his goal is to build a brand that allows us something that's meaningful and impactful for generations to come. And I think that speaks to him and the entire company, because that's what it's about for Luciano. It's about that. And again, when
man has a big heart.
He does.
Simple, and it's not just like he's worried about himself. He's worried about everybody.
Right.
And we've all met people that seem to have big hearts for an hour or two.
Right.
But then you spend 4 or 5 hours with them, and you're like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We all can create certain things, but this man is genuine to the core.
Yes, he is.
That aspect of things is truly unique. I mean, he has me on a sales side with being a little bit of a sledgehammer once in a while and doing these sorts of things and having to get stuff done. But at the same time, he is truly just a genuine human being that truly likes people.
True.
And,
Yes.
I've been through, portions of my life at times where I'm like, yeah, people aren't so great, but at the same time, seeing that it's infectious in so many ways. And both of us sharing our faith in such a way to where we see the dignity of individuals and the fact that there's a purpose for the creation of that person standing in front of us. That's a true thing. And I think as more people move towards that direction and seeing that, that's the only hope that we have out here in this world. And it's all based in truth and relationships.
I have a question for you, Ed.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your biggest struggle when it comes to actually getting the cigars into
the Hummer?
into the Hummer.
Into the Hummer?
How
many boxes can you get in there, by the
way? 1,046.
No, getting cigars, when you're selling to retail, brick and mortar, obviously shelf space and facings are always an issue. So, in your opinion, what do you think has been that breakthrough for Luciano? Because he's a relatively new guy on the block, and I'm seeing his facings in great retail shops and so what's that secret sauce that you do, being the director of sales and trying to instill that in your salespeople, getting some facings?
It's a great question, and it's no secret in so many ways. I mean, I think the key to it all, we've been talking about it the entire show, and that is the people aspect of things. When we go in as our sales team, we've had a lot of meetings talking about how, I don't want to just put a cigar in your hand and just be like, here, smoke this and see how great the tobacco is, and you're going to love it, and then bring it into your store. There's more to it from that aspect. The fact is that this industry has had a lot of practices that have been put in place by various manufacturers, and so to become a norm, of which is really not so retailer or consumer friendly in a lot of ways. And so how can we kind of remove those obstacles? How can we become someone of which a retailer would want to work with and a consumer would want to ask the retailer to demand the cigars to be in there? How can we put policies and practices in place to do that? And I think that the key to all of that is, is making sure and listening. There's a lot of talking done in sales. There's a lot of talking done in marketing. but sometimes we need to listen to what the needs are, and then be able to provide things that are going to be meet those needs. Because let's not forget, every retailer that's out there, they've spent their entire life trying to build something through blood, sweat, and tears for their own family to be able to provide for that. So let's not forget that perspective.
Right.
Come in and say, I make cigars, so I must tell you how to run your business in, a small little city and state wherever you are. That's really not how things are done. We need to kind of work through that and discuss those things together and find out what's going to work together. Then at that point, you'll see that retailers and consumers alike, they start to demand to work with a company that they want to work with.
Right.
The outside of that is the long-term perspective of that kind of relationship building sales presence is that, sometimes we're not going to be we're definitely never going to be the guys that are coming in and saying, you're missing the boat. You got to bring this in today. How many you want today? Let's do this right now. We see enough of that, but those guys oftentimes will get a little bit of a, hey man, I'm just going to buy something, make this guy shut up and leave, from retail. So
hey, whatever works.
I'm like, dude, don't spend your budget on those guys if you don't want to work with them. Save your budget for guys that are nice and want to work with you and want to help. And I think that there's a different culture that's in place, and I think it's a refreshing culture. And we're not the only ones doing it, but we're doing it very, very well.
Awesome.
That's awesome. And how is Tiago Splitter doing these days? I know, now he's off season and all and probably on vacation, but how's he been? He's doing okay?
Yeah, so he's doing really well. I don't talk to him so much about basketball because, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, so it's always but at the same time, I know nobody else is. So I'm probably the only one here.
Yeah, it's time to change.
Like that. But at the same time, he's such a gifted guy, such a warm heart, such an amazing man. I know that I read a public article, talking about the fact that I think he's not with the Nets anymore at this point. So
I didn't know that.
So I think he's moved on to doing something there. So I'm not really sure. We don't talk much, but he is so active and involved in the Luciano Cigars side.
Good.
And I hear such great things, talking with him and spending time. And, my daughter is like, how does a NBA All-Star even know who you are, Dad? I'm like, just lucky, I guess. I don't know.
Because I'm somebody. I'm in the white pages.
I saw some of Tiago's Instagram posts and things, and he's a big soccer fan. And he's actually going to be playing, I believe, in Orlando with the Brazilian team.
Really?
For some, they're doing some kind of little
event.
An event. So I think that's really cool. I'm going to try to see when they're going to be in Orlando. I'd love to go and see him play. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Really gifted guy, really warm heart, just more of, the good people that are here. I think that good people bring good people to them and like a bug light, I guess,
Yeah.
Absolutely. We all live with the ship or we go down with the ship. But
can we void that section out of this show?
That'll be edited out.
Yes. Bug light. We bring people together like a bug light.
Or like a foreign affairs cigar.
That's right.
There you go.
How's Daryl doing and Mr. Rodriguez doing? How are they doing with their cigar line?
Man, everybody's seemed to be.
Daryl.
Dominique.
But he knew what I was talking about. There you go.
Ronnie has renamed Dominique to Daryl.
Yeah. What's really unique about those, Adrian and Dominique, Tiago, those we have names on some of the bands of our cigars. Seeing those guys out there, it's really unique because those aren't endorsed people. Those are people that are friends of Luciano. Right. And so, Luciano does his craft so well, and they don't do that craft, but they love the craft just like we do.
Right.
And so from that aspect, there's the connection with it all. Everything's going just really well with these guys.
That's the way you smoke that cigar, to the nub.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, one of the things that really got me into cigars in the very beginning was, I was living in Sacramento, California, working in a local cigar shop, and I'm sitting there talking with these four guys, just smoking a cigar. And I was a, starving college student. I might have filled out some FAFSA forms to be able to get some money to buy cigars. But
don't tell nobody that. It's our secret.
Yeah. I just didn't have, a lot of resources as a college student, but I was still able to smoke a cigar and kind of be there with these guys. But then I'm sitting there with a guy who was a sergeant at arms in the Capitol building, in Sacramento for the state of California, and then another guy that was a janitor that was out there, and another guy that was a congressman. Right. And I had no idea who these guys were, but we're all sitting there for an hour and a half before we even figure out what we do. And that's the greatness of cigars. That's the purpose behind Foreign Affair. Is you get different tobaccos from 4 countries, you bring it together, you create a great cigar that anyone can smoke, whether they're a full-body smoker or a light smoker, and then everyone can sit around and enjoy something together. And that's kind of the whole perspective of community that's so strong within the cigar industry. And that's the part I love. So all that circling around to the fact that, when doing that, you meet a couple guys that have some fame and they've gotten to the top of their game. And as much as, Dominique and Tiago and Adrian have gotten to the top of their game, Luciano's gotten to the top of his game.
Don't forget Daryl either.
And Daryl.
And his other brother, Daryl.
Yeah, all the Daryl.
Yeah. Sorry, they like to kill me.
I love this quote from Benjamin. He goes, "Everyone is equal under a cloud of smoke."
Very nice, Ben.
Very good.
Very nice.
Well said.
Yeah. Well said. I mean, did you come up with that, Benjamin, or did you steal that quote from somebody?
He probably got it from his father, Randy. Was that he said?
He said, "Who can remember?"
All right.
Exactly.
Too many cigars on the Ben's lips there, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Exactly.
no, that's great. Is there going to be another celebrity cigar coming out? I know he's always talking about something in that line. Can you reveal anything?
So I'll tell you, a lot of conversations have been had around that concept, but I think just as much as the blends often push the boundaries of what flavor profiles are within our line, I think the definition of the word celebrity is something that can be bound and pushed. So from that aspect, I would say stay tuned for some things like that.
All right.
Nice.
How about anything in
little
PCA
teaser
that we can do an exclusive on? Anything you can talk about that might be at the at the booth?
Fall for that nonsense.
Phil's trying to get me fired already.
No, he's not listening. Don't worry about it. He's on another show.
Don't fall for that, Ed.
It's just among us. It's just the 4 of us.
Nobody else will know.
Nobody knows.
5 of us. Hold on.
No.
Yes. So I'm going to be quiet on that one. What's the next question?
I like that. I like that.
Wow, he is good. He is good. Can't reel him in at all. All right. Well, let's hold on. We're going to go to our last sponsor break, and we come back. Then we're going to put you in the hot seat.
Yeah.
All right. Not only are you in Phoenix at 107, even hotter than that.
But it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. That's right. It's a dry heat. There you go,
heat,
folks. Hit the share button. We come back. We're going to do our segment, which everybody's waiting for. So hit it, Frank.
Cigar in the Bottle is 2 palate-pleasing gifts in 1. A specially blended Grand Pommier XS VSOP Cognac is elegantly contained in patented numbered bottles. Winner of back-to-back-to-back medals at the LA Spirits Awards, Cigar in the Bottle inventor Forbidden Johnny teams up with Vartan and Hendrik Kellner for this custom-blended Vartan Reserva cigar, well-preserved in a hand-blown glass chamber featuring Bovita 2-way humidification.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller Cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines. The Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic.
Over the Rhine Premium Cigars is located in the heart of Cincinnati, 50 yards south of historic Findlay Market. We offer both known brands and the finest boutique cigars available. Feel free to bring your favorite beverage and relax in Dude Daycare, where dudes of all genders are welcome. We look forward to serving you at Over the Rhine Premium Cigars. And we are a proud member of the Boutique Cigar Association.
All begins at the very first climate-controlled Rodriguez Olivan cigar factory located in the Dominican Republic. Our two major brands include Don Olivan, which are boutique cigars suited for that individual who takes great pride in something unique. BAMF is our armed forces cigars designed for that badass mother effer. Not only are you smoking a great premium cigar, a percentage of the proceeds is donated to our heroic men and women in uniform.
We're back.
And we are back, folks. And
Tim's out.
Tim's out.
Right, Tim.
Tim's out. Hi, Tim. Yeah.
Take care, Tim.
So,
Yep.
you know, this
Taking Tim's place is going to Daryl.
Daryl, yes, he's going to dunk over Ronnie's head.
I was wondering who Daryl was. It's good to meet
but you were going to answer because you knew who I was talking
I
about.
knew you were talking about Dominic. He was a D. It's close enough.
Now you know Ronnie. Now you know Ronnie. That's all you need to know. Exactly. It doesn't take much for Ron. But
not at all.
During this special segment, what we do is we have a giveaway. It's the last question. It's a trivia question, and I'm a history buff, so I love talking about things that happen in history. And mostly, I try to first stump the guys, and you're part of the guys tonight. So please feel free to answer the first couple of questions, and the final question. We want to give away a special prize, or as Ron says, gift. Is there like a sampler pack that we could throw to our beautiful audience?
Yes, we can create something for you guys. We'll get it over to you as quick as possible.
Perfect.
Thank you. All right, folks, we got Luciano Cigars as tonight's winning.
What am I going to say? No. I mean, what am I going to say?
I know.
That's why we're on the hot seat. We just told you we got you on the hot. You know, Luciano was smart. He left. He's living in your band.
Push over.
I mean, you could say no, and then all our audience would hate you. But
and then all of a sudden we'll go to zero. That guy, yeah, what a stiff.
We'll never do that.
So it's called Stump the Chooch, and if you don't know who the Chooch is, I'll give you a little introduction. The Chooch is the hardest working jackass out there, and that means if you get this wrong,
and his name is Joey.
And his name is usually Joe. Joe, who's one of our co-hosts, he usually answers like some bizarre answer for the question, and he always gets it wrong. Maybe got it right once.
Once.
If it's really good,
he wasn't drunk that night. That's how he got the answer.
If it's a really good wrong answer, is it just as good as a right answer? I don't know.
There you go. We can figure that out.
It could be. And so tonight I'm going to start with this, and it's going to kind of lead into the trivia for tonight.
Back in 1650.
No, I'm not going that far.
Look at Ed's eyes. 1650. And that's when Bob was born, so don't worry about it.
On this date in history, 1947.
1947.
1947.
Right after World War II.
Right after World War II.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Look at that. It's like, what the hell am I got myself into?
This character was played as Mo Green, and it was based on him in The Godfather. What mobster was murdered on this date in history? Bugsy Siegel. Bugsy Siegel was murdered on this date in history.
It's like, what did I just get into here?
I was thinking basketball. We're still here. I was thinking Muggsy Bogues.
He was too short to play.
It was a short game.
You know, tonight's trivia is really, it's kind of in
education.
Well, no, it's to give honor to a man who who played a role in basically a television series that was epic, and he actually, unfortunately, passed away 10 years ago yesterday, and that's James Gandolfini from The Sopranos.
10 years already. Wow.
Tony Soprano.
He's been gone for 10 years. So tonight's trivia is going to be surrounded around The Sopranos. And you see how I led into that.
It's amazing. I didn't know that
mobster.
yesterday marked the 10-year because last night I decided to watch The Sopranos all over again. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So here you go, guys. And this is for you guys. Let's see if you pick this up on this. Let's see how good of Sopranos history buff you guys are. So whose mugshot is in the office, on the office wall?
Sinatra and Marciano.
Oh, look at Bob. Yes.
You beat me to it.
It's Frank Sinatra's mugshot is in the
back room of the Bada Bing.
The Bada Bing.
It's in the back room of the office of the Bada Bing.
Ed knew that. He was there.
Ed knew that.
I thought we had to get the whole question out like Jeopardy. So
yeah. No, jump in because these guys, they're not considerate.
No,
so
I
just
didn't think
jump
that
right
at all.
in.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
let's jump right in.
When we're
Another
excited when
question.
we know something, Frank. You don't understand.
I
At our
know.
age, when we know something, that's big.
All right. Here's another one for you. So who is the beautiful daughter of Zia Vittorio? Who is the beautiful daughter of Zia Vittorio? So that's Zia, Uncle Vittorio on the show.
Oh.
I haven't drawn a blank on that one.
Look, you guys better start watching again.
Man. I've only watched it like 4 times. And
all right. Her first name, I'll give you her first name. You better get the last name if I give you the first name. Annalisa.
Oh.
No, it wasn't O. Wow.
It kind of rhymes with an Italian name, the name for sugar.
Annalisa Zucchero.
Annalisa Zucco. Annalisa Zucco. So you guys, I don't know, man. You're not on this. I don't know.
Oh, we are. Come on. It's the first one we missed.
First one, right?
Well, you got the first one. One out of 10.
And I got the first. Fry's got the second, and Ed had the third in his head.
Hey, once again, I'm really happy to be part of a good team.
It's not a mobster show, I can tell you that. It's just 3 Italians and 1 sidekick.
One more for
No
you.
sidekick. Stop that sidekick.
One
crap.
more for you, Chooches, and then we're going to the audience for the prize and great giveaway tonight.
All right.
So who thought when they were auditioning for the show that it was about opera singers? Who thought that?
Uncle June.
Paulie.
Paulie. You guys are fucking wow.
He does have a nice voice.
So I'm gonna give you the character's name, and I want you to give me the actress's name. Okay? Meadow.
No, Jane Lee.
Oh, Bob is close.
Oh, what's
Meta Ziegler.
Jamie
Ziegler.
Jamie Lynn Sigler.
Hey, I got it.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Good
you got
job.
help.
She's in bad shape, man.
She's in bad shape.
Yeah, she has MS. She's had it for 20 years.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, she's in bad shape.
Wow. Let me see what the comments if people have been getting any of these correctly.
No, the Joey G must be drunk, so he's not answering.
He
Hey,
passed
Teresa,
out.
don't answer this question is all I can tell you. All right, there. Hey, Josh, I have faith in you on this one, Josh Scarver. By the way, so this is it for the big money, or in this case,
The big cigar.
the big cigars. So, all right, folks, listen up. What's the name of the racehorse that Tony Soprano owned?
Shoot. Oh, the name of the horse.
Bob, don't say it.
Racehorse.
I'm surprised Tim Paterni's not on.
I don't see anybody answer. Everybody must be. Oh, wait.
Oh, there it is.
Benjamin jumped in quickly here. He goes, Pie oh my. Pie
Could
oh
that
my.
be the answer?
Pie oh my. Bruce, he beat you by a nose.
That much.
By a nose.
Wow,
Look at that.
Pie oh my.
Oh, and Benjamin's been sitting there waiting. He's dying for it. He goes, my
But here's
God.
another part of that question, guys. Who did? This is for you. For you guys. Who use me?
Use guys.
Use guys.
Who did Tony Soprano kill because of it?
Oh, Ralphie.
There you go.
Hey, I think we found the Sopranos fan on the show.
Well, congratulations, Benjamin. Once again,
Yeah.
you know, he's been watching the show ever since we introduced him to him, and he has won so many times already.
We're going to start putting limits.
Hey, Josh, what the hell happened to you, Josh? You were like 4th on the list there.
He got whacked.
5. You
He
got
got
whacked. Josh
Rivas is there too.
Rivas was there. We got some right answers, but they were slow on the we're slow on the trigger.
Alexa wasn't happening. What can I tell you?
No.
But anyway, that's great. Congrats, you guys. So Ed, that was pretty much the show. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We can't thank you enough for sitting in the hot sun of Phoenix, Arizona, and listening to this, and hopefully you had a good time.
Great time.
We had a good time with you.
I did want to say one other story real quick, just because it's something that just happened recently, and it's another just a cool thing that I want to share. And I won't share the guy's name for sure, but we're doing an event in California, and we're in the middle of this event. And, sometimes, there can be a lot of people in the room and things will be going on and it's fun, a lot of things. And this guy comes in and he just kind of walks past everybody and just walks up, and he's kind of looking around in the cigar humidors and stuff, just kind of looking around. And so I noticed there was something a little strange and a little off with the guy. So I just kind of went to him. I was like, hey, just want to say hello. Don't want to bother you. My name's Ed. I'm with Luciano Cigars. And he says, man, well, I am looking for a cigar to smoke. And which ones are yours, And I was like, well, I asked him a couple questions, and then I was like, I think that you'd really like our Maria Lucia cigar. This is a cigar that's got, it's an amazing cigar, first of all, Connecticut broadleaf. It's great flavor. It's one of our best-selling cigars as a whole. But this is actually a really cool cigar because it's a cigar Luciano made to honor his mother.
Yeah.
So we all know that story here and everything like that. And he just almost starts to break down into tears.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I'm like, are you okay? He says, I just left the hospital with my mother, and she's there right now, and she's finally resting. But I wanted to actually come out and smoke a cigar to honor my mother.
Wow.
This conversation comes up out of nowhere. You had no idea to know what was going on right now. And so he bought the cigar, and he's smoking the cigar, and he starts to leave, and he just looks at me and just says, thank you so much. I have no idea why you were here or why you said anything and why Luciano talked to me. I don't understand any of how it all worked, but you have given my heart such comfort and joy in this difficult time right now.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And so we stopped the whole event. I mean, this is what we're doing. We're here for people, right?
Yeah.
And so I just asked him, I was like, can I have your mother's name? And I don't know where you're at, but would you be comfortable if I just prayed for you and your family and the doctors as they're treating your mother and these sorts of things? He says, yeah, please do, man. That'd be great. And so, he went and it was really cool. And it's just another moment where we experience people and focus on the people.
Yeah.
But then I got a message from the retailer the next day that says, the guy that came in last night and bought the Maria Lucia came back and bought a box because he just loved the cigar and loved the story behind everything. And now it's the cigar that he says he will smoke in order to honor his mother. And I said, well, please pass on to him that we're honored to be part of that experience for him. And that's why we do what we do, is to just try to do something and to be there and support and a little sense of normalcy in this chaotic world that sometimes comes across us. But there's things that are way more important than cigars, and that is people. So please thank him for letting us be part of that.
Wow.
It's a really cool. Yeah, it's a really cool story, and it's not in any way. I don't see it as a downer in a lot. I see it so much as a positive thing, as a way that we can have, that we can experience in cigars. We can experience a way to kind of get out of our norms and be able to, be able to kind of recenter and refocus and live truths and live for people. So I don't know, however many people are out there or what's going on. I just hope that there's comfort and camaraderie in the community of cigar smokers, and I hope that we as cigar smokers always are kind of having that on the front of our mind as we sit there and smoke cigars with people and just be together.
Absolutely.
That's
for sure.
Thing, so.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Just a cool story.
Yeah, great.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Intervention, I call that.
Totally.
And the Lucia is a fabulous cigar too. So
unbelievable.
You know, we talked about what do we do to overcome sales obstacles and things like that. We talk about it. You know, we have a lot of things that focus on that, but it doesn't really hurt at all that we have, you know, Foreign Affair just got a 93 and a 94 rating, and we have over 35 90+ ratings in our portfolio. And
exactly,
you know, all these things. Dreamer line is, you know, every line is rated 9, or every Vitola is rated 89 or above. I mean, the tobacco's great, the family's great, the community's great, the message and the purpose of the company is great, and I think that this world needing truth and seeking truth is just really a big cool thing that we do. So thank you guys for supporting that and sharing this and what you do. You've grown as a result of your just passion for people and each other and creating an outlet where people can have a great time and just be together. So thank you guys so much for that.
Thank you.
And you know what? You're great too, buddy. Thank you. No, thank you
so very much.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I mean, that was
thanks so much for your time, brother.
Great way to end the show.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see you in 2 weeks for sure.
For sure.
Definitely can't wait to see you in person. And we can't wait to get you guys back again with everything else that's coming out with Luciano. So thank you. All of you folks, thank you for your support from all of us again. And we'll see you here next week with another fabulous show. And
it's the special birthday show next week.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's his birthday.
I thought we
cancel that show.
Yeah, we did. Oh, it's Kathy's birthday too, so we have to have the show now. Anyway, if you want to stay for the after show, stick around. If you have a moment, we'll go talk to you off air.
Sure.
Everybody else, hey everybody, thank you. Have a great one.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I feel its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful.